Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am visiting Crockett Power Sports in Chattanooga, Tennessee for Indian Motorcycle Demo Day. In today's video, I'm going to provide a full review of the 2022 Chief Bobber Darkhorse.
This is your power button right here. Give that a press, you'll see a light check, you'll see the screen boot up, and you'll see neutral pop right here if you're in neutral.
Gotcha.
You are not. You want to nudge that into neutral, and I can show you where the neutral indicator is. Right there.
Okay.
There's kill, there's start.
Gotcha.
Turn signals right there.
All right, easy enough, right? All right, so we got a Chief Bobber Darkhorse here. 120 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed transmission. I like how they got everything listed here. All right, nice little quiet startup. That's cool. All right, so we got 15 minutes. I mean, real quiet startup. All right, let's cruise down this way, shall we? Forward controls on the bike. You know, this is one of the reasons I wanted to come over here, is to start to get familiar with some of the Indian products. I don't really have that much knowledge about Indian motorcycles. I've only been on one before. So we're going to cruise around a little bit and see what this bike is all about. He said we've got 15 minutes, so let's make the most of our time, shall we? Yes, we shall. Whoa, that really kicked into second gear. All right, so what did I say? We've got a 2022 Chief Bobber Darkhorse. 120 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed transmission, without a windshield, so you're out there in the open. I really like this display. I really like that a lot. It reminds me a lot of the Sportster S, the Harley Sportster S. And so one of the things that I always say when I test out a motorcycle and review it for the first time is something like this. I don't know, I'm not a mechanical type of person, right? So specs, horsepower, torque, all those type of things. I'm just a normal dude that likes to ride motorcycles. And so that's how I try to treat these reviews. So we're just going to talk about how does the motorcycle feel, and that type of thing. It really feels like that you are sitting up front on top of this bike here. Now on my channel, you're primarily going to see me riding Harleys, but it's good to broaden our horizons, don't you agree? And test out some other type of motorcycles. So this bike has got a small little solo seat on it. And I mean, it's tough to tell when you've only been on a motorcycle for 4 or 5 minutes, but it is comfortable. The shifting on this bike is super smooth. It really is. And it's very quiet. Very, very, very quiet. And I'm sure that's probably got something to do with, having stock exhaust and this type of thing. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not even sure what size engine is in this thing. I'm gonna have to look when we get off of it, but it does have a lot of pull to it. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Just a cool little bobber. If you're kind of just going around town doing your own thing, I could see where this would be a fun motorcycle. All right, so what about the handlebars? This looks kind of like it reminds me of a street bob a little bit. It's almost like these are little mini apes, but it's very comfortable for me. It's a good, comfortable seating position. just on a little bobber, just to rip around town and that type of thing. Acceleration, the acceleration of the motorcycle, surprisingly quick. I didn't think it would be quite that fast, but really fast from the start. Now, right here at the stop sign, I'm 5'9", just to give you guys a little bit of perspective. And man, I am flat-footed. I am all the way flat-footed on this motorcycle. But yeah, it looks great, doesn't it? It really does. It's just something different. Something different from Harley Davidson. And I really do like it. Man, I love forward controls. I really do. I miss them. I like having my legs moved out a little bit. On the Sportster S, I had forwards, and then on the Lowrider ST, the Lowrider ST's got mid controls, and sometimes you feel a little bunched up, but you know, I like that aggressive position when I'm riding my motorcycle. With this one, you feel a little more laid back, you know, feel a little bit more laid back with your legs out in front of you a bit. All right, we're gonna go down this road, we're gonna turn around. We've been on the motorcycle for about 6 or 7 minutes at this point, so we're gonna take it back to them. But I've watched a few videos of people on an Indian bobber, and you know, they take it out, they go for a test ride, and then they go home with it, right? And I totally understand that. I really do. It's a fun motorcycle. How could you not? Let's see how she handles in a little bit of gravel parking lot. Probably not the wisest thing I've ever done, but okay. Cruise on over here. I'll stop for a minute, check it out. So it's got cruise control, full LED lighting. Oh, that's really nice. LED lighting on this. I mean, on a Harley, golly bum, you've got to put them all on yourself. Black smoke 18.9, titanium 19.5, sagebrush smoke 19.5. Wow, that's cool. That is not a bad price at all for what you get here. Snappy. Really good lean angle. Ooh, I liked that. That was fun. Good lean angle right there. Now the ride is really smooth. So I don't know enough about the shocks, what Indian puts on their motorcycles versus what Harley does, but it is a smooth ride indeed. So that will be interesting to do a little bit of research and see what some of the differences are there. All right, so what about the levers here? We already talked about the stop position. It's easy to find the gears. Pulling in on the clutch is comfortable. The bike does feel really light and responsive to where you want it to go, where you need it to go. I could definitely see myself owning a Indian at some point. Now, for me to say that, that's pretty impressive because I'm a die-hard Harley guy. I really am. But this is a fun motorcycle, man. This is really cool. I like this. Now, I would say this, and I'm just basing this comment off a previous experience with other motorcycles, and on this one, I think if you spent all day on it, you're going to be hurting, you're going to be bumming, you're going to be wishing you made some other type of decision. Now, I don't know because I've not been on this all day, so that might not be a fair comment. Like I said, just basing that based off of some other riding experiences that I've had. Okay, Wow, that's fun in the turns there. A lot of fun. And especially at that price point, like, what did I say, $18,900 or something like that for this bike? It's a really good price. This is the second Indian motorcycle that I have ever been on, and it's been a good experience both times. It has. Not a lot of bad things to say about Indian. Especially for you guys that ride Indians all the time. Like if you have an Indian and it's your primary motorcycle, man, you do your thing. That's cool. So with Harley, really what? If you were to get something like this, what's going to come standard is maybe the 114. So the Indian might have a little bit of an upper hand there. And then, like I said, all the different torque and mechanical ratios, this, that, and the other. I'm not going to be able to have that information for you. I would recommend you check out Indian's website if that's important stuff for you to know. But I will tell you this, just like I said, just from an average guy that likes to ride motorcycles, this of course would be a good fit for anyone just wanting a bobber to be able to go ride around town and have a good time. So my final thoughts on this Indian Chief bobber, it is a very good motorcycle. For you Indian riders, I can see what draws you and attracts you to the brand. I do like them quite a bit. And like I said, maybe one day. Maybe one day. All right, let's pull back in over here. Give this back to the dealership, and we are going to see what we can ride next. Good job, puppy. All right, a lot of fun. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it very much. Like and subscribe if you would. I hope you guys have an excellent day. We'll talk to you again soon.